Case study tracing a family member, Bangladesh. Client background. A UK-based client contacted Bond Rees after losing contact with a relative who had relocated to Bangladesh several years ago. The relative had moved to pursue a business opportunity but had fallen out of touch, leaving the family concerned about their well-being. The client had very limited recent information and no clear indication of where their relative might currently be in Bangladesh. The investigation. Bond Rees began by gathering as much information as possible about the relative's last known location and business activities in Bangladesh. Initial investigations involved reviewing any available public records, such as property ownership or business registrations, and reaching out to local sources. Digital and financial tracing. Through financial tracking and a digital footprint analysis, Bond Rees discovered that the relative had been making small, irregular purchases in Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. This information suggested that the relative was likely still in the country, but potentially struggling financially or keeping a low profile. Further analysis of social media profiles revealed sporadic activity, though the relative had not been regularly engaging online. However, by cross-referencing connections through mutual contacts, we discovered they had a few recent posts linked to a small business in Dhaka. On-the-ground investigation. Bond Rees leveraged its international network, working with local investigators in Dhaka to follow up on the leads. They visited the area where the business was reportedly located and made discreet inquiries. After speaking with local business owners and residents, the investigation team confirmed that the relative had been involved in a small venture but had recently moved to a quieter suburb of Dhaka due to financial difficulties. Confirming the relative's location. Our team continued to follow the trail, confirming that the relative had rented an apartment in the suburb and was still in contact with a small circle of acquaintances. The investigators verified the exact address and collected further details on their current situation, which suggested they were in need of financial and emotional support. Outcome. Once Bond Rees confirmed the location and well-being of the relative, the client was able to make contact and offer assistance. The family was relieved to have reconnected and began making plans to support their relative in getting back on their feet. The case concluded successfully, with the client reuniting with their family member after several years of uncertainty. Why Bond Rees? This case demonstrated Bond Rees's expertise in tracing individuals internationally, even in complex and distant locations like Bangladesh. By combining digital forensics with local investigative efforts, Bond Rees was able to provide the client with the critical information needed to re-establish contact. Our global reach and thorough approach ensure that no matter where a person may be, Bond Rees can find them. Let me know if you'd like another location or any adjustments